Don't mind the music. It's a live band in the background. And I'm not going to be wrestling with the dogs. But the wind is blowing. It's post-workout vibes. Got a little editing done, stuff like that. Checking up on a few little good stats for the clients and stuff. You know, but I just want to check. You know, the wind is extra, so give that. Look, I'm going to have to eat this real fast. They okay over there. Be our extra. Okay, we getting into the relationship talk now. That's another form of no. Exactly. Got my fruit graveyard down there, so they know I'm over here. A little hating chick over there staring at me in the bush when I try to come over and say something to me and shit. Yeah, you gotta do something about this man. Sit your ass over. Gotta get the ginger in first, though. Gotta get that ginger in first. So this is gonna be about relationship advice and stuff, man. We're talking about BPD relationships, man. Borderline personality disorder relationship. Why would you want to keep it? But if you want to keep it, that's the point of it. Well, that wind is blowing, ain't it? God, bro. Damn. Sound like I got me a superhero team behind me. They got a band going on. So we're talking about relationship advice, man. Toxic. We back. Talking about relationships. Don't mind the band in the background. They here. We ain't gonna be wrestling with the dubs or nothing. But it sounds like they getting louder and shit though. Okay, so anyways though, let me get this out the way for them, man, because I definitely want to jump into this. Post workout by eating a raw gym. Just like that. Cut you up, man. Nice and ripped up. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the toxic relationships with a borderline personality. I know it's kind of windy and stuff. Y'all gotta bear with me, alright? Now, for those of you who don't know what a borderline personality disorder is, it's a hypersexual lady, hypersexual girl or male. You say hey to no, they're trying to music, man. They really going ham. Can y'all hear that? They is really playing it. They going to ham today. Alright. So anyways, Larry, Zoe. Oh, did I say it right? Oh, did I say it right? Julian, my bad. Like, man, it messed up the stream a little. Anyways, I'm way out yonder, man. Right by, almost in between the continent. They don't want to tell you about it. Okay. They gonna mess with my stream the same way too. It's kind of messed up. man. God damn. I'm out here by the right between the ice wall. You're trying to get out. You're trying to get to the ice wall. No, hang on. I ain't gonna do it around like that. Hang on. I ain't gonna do it around like that. We're talking about some relationships, y'all. Why is everybody in toxic relationships? Now we're gonna pinpoint it. We're gonna tell you exactly what it is, how the toxic relationship happened, real quick. Chopping it up. Those relationships are something else. Why you want to keep them? Maybe because the partner is highly self-personality. That's probably why you keep them. Probably why a person snaps on a girl too a lot too. If you talk to somebody else. It's hard to keep those relationships if people want them, but you gotta be damn near a pimp. So a player for real. Keep a borderline personality disorder relationship. You might love the girl. Remember, you're dealing with idolize, devalue, and discard, man. It's hard to keep them with. But you can keep them though. You can. And for the man too, if you're a woman and you have a borderline personality disorder man, a woman in a man's body, so they kind of read women a little bit more. A little better than the average man. Most men is like, narcissistic. Most men is narcissistic, but when you got a borderline personality disorder now, most like black men are like that. Boy, you gonna have a problem, damn near, because they're very intuitive. They just want love, vice versa. I didn't know the music was gonna be playing over here like this, y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear it. That relationship stuff, relationship advice, because it's just to let you know, you wonder where a lot of this toxicity come from. You gotta really know real fast. Chopping it up about the borderline male or woman. Yeah, I know that sound is throwing off, but the male or female, man, they're hypersexual individuals. They just like narcissists, man. Basically, they are narcissists, but they're hypersexual narcissists. Narcissists don't really like to have sex too much. They don't really know how to have sex. They'll just be there. Whereas borderline, a narcissist will have a borderline personality wife or husband because it's more emotional. They're more empathic. They're more in tune with sex and shit. So this is another facet of healing, along with this sound we got going on. But to keep one of those, if you trip on one of them or hold a borderline personality disorder person accountable for their actions, like a woman, like you hold her accountable, chances are you're not going to keep her. You know what I mean? The reason why I say that is because she's already seeing that you're seeing her pattern of whereas she really can't hold that mask up, so she may slip up and deal with another person, because this is where the supply source come in at. She may switch up with you. She may go ahead and be like, see that you're about to go away, or she mastered you enough, and she sees like, oh, well, he thinks he can control me. She'll have another supply source lined up. Why? Because she either feels she met a severe abandonment trauma. Very severe, man. To the point that cheat on you quick. You hear the music, it makes them. They don't have no control over their mind. Hence, if you got control over their mind in a good way, you know, your emotions are stable, then they'll be with you longer. You'll be able to have that good long sex if you want to have it with these people. They're very freaky. You'll never get tired of their sex. A lot of narcissists, they always double back to their supply source to a borderline chick, you know? Because the sex is great with them, you know? Now you got to figure out who you is. Are you a borderline male or borderline? Just figure out who it is. Don't have no shame in it. Just know what you are. You know, I'm more of a borderline male, you know what I'm saying? And histrionic in a way. And, you know, and within the borderlines, you got like 4 little classifications, like histrionic, which, and a waif or a waif, or a one with the queen or king mentality. You know what I'm saying? If you're broken, and then you kind of messed up. But if you're on and you're righteous, then it's just a personality, you know. But when you're dealing with the disorder format, it's dealing with a woman that's dealing with, like, she's borderline, but she has a queen mentality. Like the queen will be considered as someone like a golden pussy syndrome, you know what I mean, in the world. That's the queen borderline, you know. So she'll use that as a weapon. Then you got the witch borderline. It's like a toxic. She's really toxic. She don't like nobody. She'll do her children wrong. But she don't want nobody to do her children wrong. Personality disorder with the borderline personality. Now she is mean. She has good sex still. You know what I'm saying? Very psychopathic, but at the same time, she's empathic as well. But she's very good at sex. She'll use it as a weapon too. You have another one called the waif, who just always need things to be done for them at all the goddamn time, and act like they can't do shit for themselves. Those are the ones who can have a man by their balls at any time they want. You know what I'm saying? Get them. They'll call a man up quick, and they'll come do something for him. You know what?
Get some shit right now.
Oh man, that's what's up. Shit, nigga need something, boy. Nigga need something. Hey, so yeah. Y'all probably can't hear me, but we just really jumping into this cluster B of a borderline. This would be in private. You won't never know about her because she's everything. I think we back. All right, so hopefully we have. I'm gonna have to leave it right here. My dog and shit. What's that? So yeah, I think we so yeah, but with a borderline, everything comes to drag me. But with a borderline hermit now, you'll pretty much have a cool time because y'all do everything on the inside. You ain't gotta worry about her being outside trying to draw dudes and none of that stuff. She loves to she values what she has on the inside. You know what I mean? She won't just mess with you know what I'm saying, any or everybody. What's happening, big dog? What's good with you?
This shot back.
Man.
Love you, man.
Love you too, dog. I love you too. That's our wine homie and shit. Our cousins, yeah. But yeah, you know, so yeah, anyways, back to this borderline. You know, you got the different kinds. You're chopping it into it, man. You got the witch, the waif, the hermit, and the which one? The queen. There's 4 different kinds of personality disorders within this borderline. If you don't know your girl that you got to kind of try to figure it out. She could be a mixture of a histrionic personality disorder and a borderline. If she's not a mixture of a borderline and a histrionic, that's good because she won't be sexually attracted to you. That's what you want. If she's just a histrionic and she just gonna talk to you, you know what I mean? That's gonna be cool. There'll be supply sources, but if she's a histrionic and she's a borderline, she may talk to the people and have sex. Then it all boils down to the signs and all of that stuff. In order to be able to keep one of these women, you're gonna have to be a solid mother jumper. man. Easy E cold, man. I remember when Easy E came out. You know what I'm saying? I remember Easy E. That was cool, dude. That was cool. Make sure I got a lot of things going on. But yeah, you want to be in your little pimp player mode or whatnot. Not just pimp player, just your emotions being cool. You want to master your emotions. You be able to keep some of these beautiful sexual women if you're gonna try to keep some. Because I'm telling you, they're at a very high sexual level. A borderline woman is very high. A lot of things happen. I don't know if I'm talking to grown-ups, but some things going on. When you're dealing with those type of women, idolize, devalue, discard, all that stuff happens when you're dealing with a relationship of a cluster B personality relationship. That's why working out for a man is important. If you're a teenager too, you better get to working out too, man. What's up, Debo? Come here, Debo. Come here. How you doing, Debo? That's big baby. You see big baby Debo? Big baby Debo. Say hi. About to be wrestling again with my thugs. Come here. I don't know why I felt the need on the borderline personality relationship. Because a lot of men, you know what I'm saying, they try to, a lot of men have that narcissistic personality, so they want to own things. So I think that's why I'm talking about the cluster B personality disorder woman. Because when you're a narcissistic male and you got money, you want to throw money to these type of women because you see them all voluptuous and sexy and stuff, But you be wondering how in the hell she don't want you no more. And I'm just letting you know she does. She goes through an idolize, devalue, and discard. And she's highly sexual. But in order to keep her, you have to be you have to be a cold ninja. You can't keep her. But for a narcissist, it's gonna be pretty hard. He's damn near gonna cry himself to sleep every night if he's not matched in her energy. Because she's using sex as a weapon on him. That's for sure. Even if she's professional or going to work and shit, she's using sex as a weapon on his ass, I'm telling you. He's trying to use money as a weapon. Or some type of attention that he has as a weapon. She has sex as a weapon. And if it's a borderline personality disorder man, he's using sex as a weapon. Or something to get things done, you know what I'm saying? Slap the shit out of my hand. Didn't you, Debo? You gonna slap the shit out of my hand, boy. Like, yeah, but they use sex as a weapon. If you're not advanced sexually, it'll be used as a weapon. It's like a narcissist want to use money as a weapon, to get things done, to get their things done. Narcissists do that. Borderline, they don't have really money like that, so they'll use their bodies. They'll use their bodies, or they'll use their sexual energies as a weapon. Yes, people do. That's why it's important to harness your sexual energy. Ain't that right, Debo? Want that right there? Come here. Oh, you're trying to kick the bird off. You're trying to get it. Get it. Hey, Debo. Yeah, say hi to everybody. Hey. Listen. Get your butt on. Swift. And man, you know how to get at the Swift. You can eat that big ass taste. Hey. I like your chest like that. Alright. Hope you're having a fantabulous, marvelous day. Take some relationship advice, y'all. especially if you're a man, you gotta make sure you go some balls. Because once a borderline personality girl realizes that you're trying to hold her accountable, oh man, she gonna slither out your goddamn grasp that fast. Remember, it's a broken personality, so they need validation. People need validation from other folks. So now you know. He said, there ain't nobody in the line. I don't need no goddamn validation from nobody. Just drop a little juice. How not to be such a mug who, you know, need validation. Now that I mean, that right there, you done in the place to be. Yo, ready to hop up off of here. I was gonna stay in a little bit. They got the music and stuff popping, and it's like kind of messed up on this side. But other than that, you know, it's gonna be hard to keep those relationships if you having sex with brothers that are having an orgasm and stuff like that. You're gonna keep the borderline personality disorder. Nah, I like borderline chicks. Actually, that's who I be frequent with. Those are the ones. But you gotta be in tune to keep one of them, man. So, and they don't judge you about what you got either, you know, unless they got a little narcissistic isms about them. They got a little narcissism about them, they will judge you. You just gotta be confident, because they talk to people, and then they'll replace you quick if you don't know, if you're not strong, have a strong foundational knowing about your own self. So, that being said, I'm not gonna hold up too long. Just know that, you know, the borderline, yeah, if they sense any kind of weakness in you, they on their way. If they sense that you fell head over heels for them, they on their way. They leave. You know, you gotta treat them like cats. You can't just run up to a cat and try to pet a cat. The cat gonna run away. That's a borderline chick. You gotta draw the cat to you. You gotta draw the borderline to you. You gotta always make them come to you. If not, they gonna run away every single time. They're not dogs, you know what I'm saying? They're not dogs. So you gotta look at them like cats. And they're fun girls too. You have a fun time. They don't care about how much money you got. You can take them girls on a date in the park somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They have the best dates you ever have without having no money. Right? Because they're fun girls, you know what I'm saying? But to keep a fun girl, you're gonna have to learn how to have some type of discipline in your emotions. Once you start holding them accountable for things, they got a pass. But you hold them accountable for their past and shit, then you ain't gonna have no fun with them type of girls. You know, you kind of want to have some type of fun, and just let it go. But if she repeats her shit with you, you know, then hey, either you're gonna take it or you're not. That's just what it's gonna be, you know. And then you ain't gotta be all beating on her and stuff like that. You know what I mean? She's a borderline. They're beautiful and sexy beings. You know, they don't even like themselves too tough. They'll be cutting on themselves. And they know what's up. They don't like that they break relationships and stuff like that. They're cutters. Some of them are cutters. Some of them found a way not to cut. And by doing that, they get a lot of tattoos. It's a slick way, ain't it? So it's like they ain't got to cut themselves no more. If they can afford to go get a tattoo, they can get that pain drawn out of them like that. You know, get the tat on them and shit. Instead of just cutting themselves. You know, it's what shit, man. I think I'm figuring out how to here, man. But I just wanted to call again and say something about that, because online chicks are very fun. But a narcissistic woman, they'll have a really boring relationship because they both are stale. They need somebody to give them some type of energy and shit. And that's where it comes with the borderline. You know, the borderline has all the feelings. Keep those type of relationships. You really can't. You really just let them go. They won't bang nobody unless you're pushing them to. And it's like, how can you push them to? Well, they're broken. The only way you can push them to is that they think you're finna break up with them, or they think that you're just like, they master you. That's the only way. You know, that's why just keep yourself occupied, work out, you know, don't invest so much light into them, which is, having orgasms and stuff like that. And you can keep them mugs. They're keepable. You just got to know how. They're very fun too, man. Like I say, your dates with them you can go anywhere with them. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, just don't hold them accountable for too much stuff. They won't even try to play you. But if they're in the devalue stage on your ass, it's over, G. They'll devalue you, and then they're about to get ready to discard you. You want to keep them in idolized stage at all times. So you got to be the best supplier. You don't have to be a narcissist for them, but to be a narcissist for them is cool. They ain't got to worry about all the emotional stuff. Because for two borderline personalities to be together, that's a very sexual couple. They can do a lot of shit. They can actually have sex a lot and have a lot of fun without no money and shit. Like, damn. But that's the difference, but it's very toxic because they'll be going through a lot of stuff. Excuse me. A lot of gaslighting and projecting and traumas and stuff like that, So, but yeah, you can do it. You can keep them. It's up to you. Having a narcissist, if you just real quick, if you want to keep a narcissist, all you gotta do is be their best supply source. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Be their best supply source. Whatever they like about you, be the best of it. And they'll never let your ass go. They have other supply sources, but just be the best one. If you're gonna be with that. Other than that, you ain't gotta deal with them because it's toxicity. For the borderline, they probably a little bit worth more dealing with. You just gotta know the kind that you're dealing with. You're dealing with a witch, a waif, or a queen, or a hermit. They can all be mixed up. You just gotta figure that out too. You'll figure it out, But like I said, this is what you're able to accept. So, that being said, I like it. Thank you for staying in tune. I ain't gonna stay too long. I'm gonna be ready to hop up off of here. Go to my next little cut. And relax. You got the butterfly that's most high. We got the thugs. We got people walking up. Chest naked on the rock. And I'm the only NAGA outside, so I gotta be careful. I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining in. Peace.